hate you, but it doesn't matter. Television show, by the time you get your review, it's already been on, so it really doesn't matter. But a movie, a Broadway play, it's that night, and the next day everybody reads it and everybody says, ugh, well, wonderful. But I hear great things about this.
Yeah, you're going to like it. Superstitious at all about opening nights? Do you have good luck charms?
I have so many good luck charms and things. Yeah, I always, I don't allow flowers in my dressing room on opening night.
Oh, why?
Because when I got a lot of flowers once, it didn't work. So then I will not allow any flowers overnight. I always say send them after the reviews.
Ah.
So that's a big superstition.
Do you wear anything? Do you have a special piece of jewelry, a pin,
that
a
I don't
bow,
do. No, that, but just no flowers. And I don't like to see anybody before or during intermission. I don't like to see anybody till we know what we've got.
Any words of advice for those two big stars on stage tonight?
I don't think so. I don't think they need words from me at all, except good luck.
I think you're going to have a good time.
I hope so. I hope so. I love Neil Simon. I love Bernadette. And so it's going to be wonderful.
Thanks, Joan.
Thank you. And Marvin Hamlish.
And Marvin.
Wow.
Yes. And
okay.
you sure you don't want to sing just a little something?
No. We'll let you go.
Oh, we've got you a little microphone. I mean, you kind of look like... Thank you very, very much. Thanks.
Still ahead, stage manager Peter Lawrence takes our camera on a private backstage tour.
And then we usually lay out coffee and pastry and things here.
In the world today, every dollar's got to go a lot farther. So it's no wonder the smart money is finding its way to the Toyota Camry. And it's no wonder so many respected experts are praising Camry for its styling, power, comfort, safety features, and very affordable cost. When you figure out how little you pay versus how much you get, you'll soon see that Toyota takes a dollar about as far as it'll go on four wheels.
Introducing a whole new freshening experience. The freshness of the woodland. The luscious fragrance of just picked fruit, combined in new woodland fruits from Carpet Fresh. This new Carpet Fresh experience says home as never before. Your home, enhanced with freshness and fragrance mixing and mingling together in a clean, new, breathtaking way. New woodland fruits from Carpet Fresh.
Don't eat with your hands. Don't play with your food. Don't pick. Don't reach. You know that's rude. Elbows off the table. Take small bites. Sit up straight. Chew it right. These are rules you might have heard, but take our word, Weaver. That's how we eat. Weaver. That's how we eat.
The New York State Lotto jackpot is now $10 million.
Nothing you could do could make me untrue to my God.
Your Good Olds guy makes it easier than ever to buy a 93 Oldsmobile. Now a Cutlass Sierra is only $13,995. They don't call them Good Olds guys for nothing.
On stage, there is a cast of 32 singing and dancing their hearts out. Backstage, a small army of folk who make the Goodbye Girl happen every night. Peter Lawrence is the stage manager of the Goodbye Girl. This is a very tough job. You've got a lot of people you're responsible for. And Peter is now going to give us a private tour behind the scenes where civilians are never allowed to go.
So when the actors come upstairs, they come up through the door here, and this sort of Irish road sign here tells them where to go. Then the actors sign in over here. We have just enough room on the sign-in sheet to get everybody in, and then we usually lay out coffee and pastry and things here. And then we all say hello to Bernadette.
What pastry? Sweet and low.
And right through here, this is the door into the stage. We keep this closed because it's noisy out here. This is the stage manager's desk over here. Since we can't see the stage, we have a number of different camera angles that we use. We have a master shot, which is the entire stage from the front. We have an overhead shot, which is sort of the June Taylor Dancers shot, you know, from overhead. And then this shot, which is now sort of looking empty, is the conductor's shot. So we can watch Jack Everly conduct the show because we take an enormous number of our cues from his downbeats and from his cutoffs. So you saw Jack Everly score down there in the pit. Okay. Okay, Denny. Thunder's going to happen, everybody. See, that was the thunder we promised you. It's part of the sound check we do before every show. The stoop, you can see it's 2 stories tall. This is a 3,000-pound piece of scenery that we fly out in order to set up other pieces here on the deck. The boat, which is used in the second act, is flown here until the second act. Then we bring it in on the deck, fly the bed out, the boat goes in through here. When the boat comes off, we bring the bed back in and fly the boat back out. So the offstage choreography actually gets rather interesting. But we have a scene in the show that is done on the rooftop of Paula's building. And this is 1/2 of that set. This is, you can see these are chimneys that you would find on the rooftop of a brownstone. And the scene starts with Marty Short in evening wear, lighting a match and smoking a cigarette. And we couldn't get the match to light properly, so we glued some sandpaper here to the side of the chimneys. This is the apartment set, which is the main set that works in the show. It not only tracks up and down stage, that is, it not only moves down toward the audience so everybody can see it, but it also rotates. So when it comes on and off stage, it actually appears to be dancing, this set. I love this set. Santo LaQuasto, who is our designer, lives on the Upper West Side, as I do, and we both have enormous affection for the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So when Santo designed this set, he wanted to be a real Upper West Side apartment, and that's really what he got. These particular glass doors, the only place you see these, I think, are in Upper West Side apartments. The transoms are real, and they work with this bubble glass in it. But one of the things that we really strive for in doing a Broadway show, one of the reasons that people have to pay so much money to see a Broadway show, is that this authenticity costs a lot of money. That is, all of the paint. You know how all the Upper West Side apartments have 25 layers of paint? Well, so does this. This started off as brand new wood and now has 25 layers of paint on it. Everything, the sink works. We have a pump in the bottom of the sink and a water reservoir in there. So the idea of all this is that all the junk that Paul and Lucy has is stored up here in this made-up attic. But it also has another advantage, which is we can hide very small lights up here. This little light here is called an Inky. And we hid it in this sort of cut-up Barbie doll hat box here. And the reason we have it is so that you can light actors who are inside this rotating set. We have, by the way, on this show, and in fact I think you'll find on most Broadway musicals, between the dressers and the crew backstage, we have more crew than we have actors. Brian Lynch, who's our production electrician on the show. Jack Culver's our front light man. This is Karen Kelly, who's Bernadette's dresser. This is Stephen Bishop, who's our hair supervisor. Penny Davis is our wardrobe supervisor. I've done at least 50 shows with Penny Davis since 1904. This is Leonard Soloway, who's our general manager on the show. Leonard is responsible for spending all the money on the show. And he's done a very good job on the show.
We're saving it.
So it's a very big crew and a very good crew. In fact, I would have to say it's one of the best crews I've ever worked with. Thank you, Terry.
We are waiting for the curtain to come down on the Goodbye Girl. I'm listening carefully for that sound, that magic sound that every cast wants, every writer wants, every composer wants, the sound of thunderous applause. I think I'm hearing it, and in a minute our cameras will be backstage to show you the curtain call as it happens. And there it is. First of all, the dancers, a terrific troupe. There are 20 of them in this cast, colorfully garbed, as you can see, and 2 real huge numbers in that show that bring the house down, and the dancers do indeed deserve the applause that they are getting. And Tammy, Minoff, and Carol Wood are taking their bows soon. And in the audience, Lauren Bacall, that's Carol Wood taking her bow. She's, what a song belter she is, just absolutely super. Tammy Minoff, 13 years old. Martin Short, what a night for Martin Short. You will now see a lot of heads pop up in front of our cameras because as you pull out, you are going to see, I predict, if you had some lights in there, it's too dark, a standing ovation for Martin Short and his leading lady, Bernadette Peters. Let's just soak up some of this applause. I think that's got to be the best sound in the world. Applause, applause. Martin and Bernadette giving credit where it's due to that orchestra of 25. Now the whole cast gathered on stage. And I don't think this audience is going to let them out of there so fast. This is not just an audience of friends, but an audience also of celebrities. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell are out there tonight. Steve Martin, Victoria Tennant, Joan Rivers, Carol Channing, all those people out of their seats now, cheering on the cast of The Goodbye Girl. And that's Martin Short, Bernadette Peters, flanked by their cast. And on that stage is Tammy Minoff. Tammy Minoff is 13 years old, and I think she's got one of the toughest children's roles that I've seen on Broadway, because one minute she's got to be the average 12, 13-year-old little girl, and the next minute she has to be as wise as somebody 42. I think that this young woman who started her career in the Will Rogers Follies a couple of years ago shows that she has the makings of being one of those few child stars who can become an adult superstar. She has a dad who's a dentist and a mom who I'm happy to report is not a stage mother, and of course a kid brother. Everybody has to have a kid brother. We spent some time with Tammy Minoff at home, and we found her to be really, truly, honestly a regular kid.
My first Broadway show I did was the Will Rogers Follies. I was 11 when I got the show, and I was really excited because I never, it was just like one of the greatest things. And, that was directed and choreographed by Tommy Toon, and he was really nice to work with.
I get anxious for her, but she doesn't have to deal with that.
She's always had a great amount of self-confidence, and I remember one story when she was 4 or 5 years old, and Baryshnikov was on television, and I said, Tammy, that's the greatest ballet dancer in the world. And she says, no, he isn't, I am.
How would you react if I decided to grow up to be a dancer? When I say a line on stage and there's a really good reaction, it really does feel good. It makes you feel like, yeah, I've done a good job.
Broadway theater is my love. I've always loved it, and it's a dream come true for me. It's hard to believe that it's my little girl.
Well, my family's really supportive. They're really excited about what I do. My brother's great, Corey. He never gets jealous. He's always excited about coming to the shows. And my mom and my dad, I don't know, they really enjoy seeing shows, and they're so happy that I'm in this.
I don't feel that she's missing her childhood. I feel that this is her childhood.
Eating your hair off. I have a hamster named Katie, who I've had for about a year now. I got her when I was in the Will Rogers Follies. She likes music. She does. Hey, Mom. I'm not the greatest skater in the world, but, I have fun doing it. When I'm rehearsing for a show, there's not that much time to skate and have free time to do things. But once the show opens, there's a little bit more time, on days off and stuff, I do things.
She's had experiences that most of us don't have. And in many ways, they are very carefree. She's with a bunch of people who are professional performers who love to laugh and fool around and have a great time. And probably we should be jealous of the good times that they have.
It's just really what I like to do, and I like to do it so much that I don't care if I have to give up some things, and I'm having a great time.
Stay tuned. Live from Broadway, we'll be right back.
You're witnessing a highly sophisticated conversation. It's between the BMW 325i and the driver. It's not based on the language of words, but of feelings. How the wheel feels to the fingertips. How the pedals feel to the foot. How the seat feels to the body. But What's truly amazing isn't that this entire conversation took place in just 2.7 seconds, but that it took place at all.
Every night, about 5:15, the phone rings.
It's a nightmare.
Total chaos.
It's always the same story.
Hey, I got a package coming down.
Get this there tomorrow.
People get very tense. Extremely tense.
He'll get all excited.
It's got to be there the next day.
I don't know what'll happen if we don't get it out.
Sometimes they beg.
They plead, they cry.
Please, Janet.
Please.
Pretty please, Rita. Please do this order for me.
I tell him don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay.
We call UPS.
Off it goes.
1-800-PICK-UPS.
It is guaranteed by 10:30.
1-800-PICK-UPS.
Call that number, and I'm gone.
Not rice and shrimp. Risotto e gamberetti risola, made better by Bertolli. Not cornmeal toast. Crostini di polenta, made better by Bertolli. Only Bertolli, Italy's best-loved olive oil, brings out the true flavor of foods this delicious and this good for you, as olive oil has no cholesterol. If you want it to be better, it better be Bertolli.
Don't eat with your hands. Don't play with your food. Don't pick. Don't reach. You know that's rude. Elbows off the table. Take small bites. Sit up straight. Chew it right. These are rules you might have heard, but take our word, Weaver. That's how to eat. Weaver. That's how to eat.
Your Mets are back in town, hurling thunder from the mound. The Mets are at the plate. They hit 'em hard and they hit 'em straight. The pitch is hot, fastballs are humming. Fans going crazy 'cause the hits keep coming. The hits just keep on coming. The hits keep coming. God's got the Mets.
The Mets battle the Yankees in preseason baseball, Sunday at 3.
God's got the Mets.
8 engine patents, 9 chassis patents, 4 drivetrain patents. Now you can enjoy the benefits of over 80 internationally patented ideas in the Mitsubishi Diamante ES for just $1,000 down and as little as $299 a month. Never has the cost of progress been so easy to live with. The Diamante ES lease from Mitsubishi.
I am backstage in the happy pandemonium. The curtain down, a goodbye girl. The audience doesn't want to leave this theater. They're still out there screaming and yelling. Tammy Minoff, who I told you a little bit about in the segment that just passed. And you have to hear this. This is very funny. This young lady has just done opening night with the biggest musical of the year, 2 hours with the Precious and whatever. And our stage manager said, oh, 10 seconds. And you said, what? Mom. All right, so a great weight has been lifted from these tiny little size 2 shoulders.
Yeah.
What you feel?
Yeah, it's just really great out there. It's like a rush, you know. Everything's so exciting, and you know, it's like I'm so glad we finally opened. It's so much fun, and everyone in the show is really great to work with.
When you say you're just lucky to have opened, is that just so much pressure of the previews? You're changing things, you're adding things, you're dropping things, and that can get a little confusing.
It's just, you know, I'm just really happy to be here, and you know, changes are just here, and that's what happens with every show. So it's just been it's a really great experience, and I'm so happy.
Now, what do we do about school, Tammy?
Okay, well,